Maintain an M16 Series rifle. Conditions: given an M16 Series rifle, small arms maintenance equipment case, and lubricating instructions, you have the following cleaning materials: patches, pipe cleaner, cleaner lubricant, preservative, CLP. You can use and sometimes use Q-tips. Standards: cleaned, inspected, lubricated the rifle so that it will function correctly. Performance steps: clear the rifle. Remove the magazine from the rifle if there is one present. Cock the rifle. Turn the selector to safe. Note, the selector cannot be turned to safe unless the rifle is cocked. Lock the bolt open by pulling the charging handle rearward. Press the bottom of the bolt catch. Allow the bolt to move forward until it engages the bolt catch. Return the charging handle to the forward position. Ensure the selector is on safe. Inspect the receiver and chamber to ensure they do not contain ammunition. Allow the bolt to go forward by pressing the upper portion of the bolt catch. Disassemble the rifle. Verify the rifle is clear. Remove the sling. Remove the hand guards if you can see dirt or corrosion through the vent holes. Push the takedown pin as far as it will go and pivot the upper receiver from the lower receiver. Push the receiver pivot pin. Separate the upper and lower receivers. Pull back the charging handle. Remove the bolt carry and bolt. Remove the charging handle. Remove the firing pin, retaining pin, by pulling it out with your fingers. Put the bolt assembly in the lock position by pushing in the bolt. Remove the firing pin by allowing it to drop out of the rear of the bolt carrier into your hand. Remove the bolt cam pin by turning it 1/4 turn and lifting it out. Pull the bolt assembly from the carrier. Note, perform the next steps only when the parts are dirty or damaged. Remove the extractor pin by pushing it out with the firing pin. Use care not to damage the firing pin. Lift out the extractor and spring. Don't separate the spring from the extractor. Note, press the top of the extractor to check the spring's function. Release the buffer by pressing the buffer and depressing the retainer. Remove the buffer and action spring from the buttstock and separating the buffer from the buffer spring. No further disassembly allowed. Do not disassemble the rifle further. Clean the rifle by removing carbon buildup and lubricating according to the lubrication instructions. Make sure you remove any excess oil from the bore before firing. Note, after firing ball or blank ammunition, clean the weapon one time only with CLP. Clean the upper and lower receiver group using CLP to remove powder, fouling, in the upper receiver. Start at the receiver. Go through the flash suppressor. Bore brush. Don't reverse direction while in bore. Clean barrel locking lugs and gas tube. Use a warm bore brush to clean the outside surface of the protruding gas tube. Brush dirt from the trigger mechanism. Clean drain hole with pipe cleaners. Clean buffer and inside lower receiver extension. Buffer and action spring. Cleaning the receivers. The bolt carrier group wiping the following parts with swabs and other parts of the small arms maintenance equipment case. The bolt carrier consists of cam pin, charging handle, carrier pin, bolt carrier, bolt, extractor, extractor retaining pin. Inspect disassembled rifle bolt assembly. Note, warning, do not exchange bolts between rifles because wear and tear of the bolt can cause head spacing difference between bolts and bolt carriers. Inspecting the bolt assembly. Identify defective or missing components. Report deficiencies to your armor. Assemble the rifle. Insert the spring and buffer. Placing the spring and buffer back into the lower receiver. Insert the extractor and spring. Push the extractor pin in. Slide the bolt into the carrier until the bolt cam pin hole and the bolt carrier and the bolt are aligned. Place the bolt cam pin by putting it in the bolt carrier, turning it 1/4 turn. Drop in the firing pin to seat it. Put the firing pin, retaining pin, in the bolt carrier to seat it. Pull the bolt back. Grab the upper receiver and place the charging handle in by engaging it, then pushing the charging handle part of the way in. Slide the bolt carrier into the upper receiver. Push the charging handle and bolt carrier together in the upper receiver. Join the upper and lower receiver. Engage the receiver pivot pin. Caution, the selector lever must be on safe before closing the upper receiver. Close the upper and lower receiver groups, seating the takedown pin and ensuring the selector switch is on safe. Put the hand guards in place. Replace the sling.